Hi there. In this lecture we join Magnus Carlsen with the black pieces against Nisipeanu. This is in 2008 FIDE tournament, round 7. So we have a Sicilian defence from Magnus, and we actually have the razor sharp Sicilian dragon variation. And maybe Magnus's reputation is increasing all the time with the dragon. So he's already had some great wins with it. And the opponent plays a rather tame variation, bishop e2. In fact, this shows black's already equal here after bishop e2. This can hardly be regarded as an anti-Sicilian dragon, because the only way is actually this Yugoslav attack plan for white to be able to claim an advantage. It's a theoretical debate though, which Magnus is well prepared for. So it's like the threat of the theoretical debate is stronger than the execution. So we have this move, bishop e2. So why is this so good for black? We'll see. Bishop g7, knight c6. We have black castling. We have a6. f4 is also not helping white's cause. Already black is slightly better here. If a4, this is more in the spirit of the position for white, just to try and restrict counterplay. If g5 here, okay, d5, there's knight c5. We could end up in a situation like this where maybe black's a tiny bit better, but that's it. But with f4 there are certain weaknesses to target. We have b5, bishop f3. If f5, we get a very comfortable position, bishop b7. We can use that lovely e5 square, and we have at least a small edge. We're going into a clear advantage with a5. Black's plan is very, very nice here. The king's pretty safe. This c-file is lovely to use. The pressure on e4 is lovely. Okay, so bishop f3. We have bishop b7. a4, another inaccuracy. These all add up. If a3, this is slightly better as opposed to a4. But here, for example, black is getting a nice advantage. That c4 square is fun to use potentially. So a4, we have b4, knight d5. That's taken. E takes. If queen takes d5, we can play a5. This position, queen c7, and rook fc8, we have a clear advantage here. So e takes. We have knight a5, c3. B takes, B takes. So white's structure is fragmented. And now, it's an interesting position. We have actually rook c8 not taking on c3 here. Rook b1 gives white a bit of activity at least. So say rook b8 to protect this bishop. Bishop d2, and white has a bit of activity for the sacrificed pawn. So actually Magnus prefers the torture method, rook c8, to try and get more concessions out of white. Okay, rook b1, safeguard the bishop, bishop a8. We have now, this is x-raying the bishop. If we take on c3, we lose material. Knight takes, followed by rook takes. So safeguarding the bishop, important. Knight d2. And now, again, not being tempted to take on c3 here. In fact, knight c4, torture method instead. Knight takes, and simplifying, rook takes. So one of the ideas is that we vacated a5. We can use that a5 to put pressure on d5, as well as c3, as well as a4. All of these pawns are potentially under fire here. So there's a lot of pressure on these three pawns. Bishop d2, we have queen a5. If bishop takes c3 here, queen b3, we can get a position like this where there is a tactical penalty. Rook takes, bishop takes. Our back row is a bit vulnerable, but so is white. White plays check, but then plays king g1, and the bishop is trapped. This situation, we can do a counter exchange sack, where we can do this exchange sack to get the bishop out, and it ends to be an even position here. Okay, but we can do much better than that. So yeah, bishop takes c3 is interesting, but queen a5 keeps the torture up on all three pawns. And we have queen e1. And now bishop takes d5. It's as though white has set a trap up bishop e2 to win material because of this spring-loaded c4, which would hit the queen and hit the bishop. This isn't a problem. Guess what Magnus plays here in this position? So just to show the spring-loaded, rook c7, c4 hits the queen, hits the bishop, multi-purpose move is revealed. We could try sacking the bishop, but it's not enough. White is better here. So queen takes a4 though is played. That's the key move. Just treat it as an exchange sack. So it's 2 pawns for the exchange, and it's a kind of, the spirit here is to build a fortress. We've got 2 pawns for the exchange. Rook f2 is played. If queen takes, yeah, we can take on f1. Queen b5. We're going to be significantly better here. So rook f2, we have e6, and we can see a lovely fortress has been set up. And now centralizing, holding the rooks to g2, queen d2, h5, okay, bishop d4, bishop h6, bishop e3, a5, rook b8. Doesn't matter about that, a pair of rooks coming off. h3, rook takes, bishop g7. So we are immediately threatening now. Bishop takes c3 to deflect the queen from g2. So we have bishop d4, that's taken. C takes. And now a4, this is a runaway pass pawn. a3, rook b4, a2. Very dangerous pass pawn. After rook a4, queen b1. This is the end of the game. White resigned here. If queen c3, we can make progress here. I'll show you an example. We can play queen f1 looking at f4. And yeah, f4 shouldn't drop, basically. But what does white do? g3, we're mating on h1 or g. Well, we're threatening mate on g2 as well. So in this example, once we win f4, then that's like we play them for e5 soon. So this situation, we're going to be playing for e5. Because to get this diagonal is very useful tactically. If d takes, then we can queen, and then queen takes e5, picking up the rook. But otherwise, king g1, then we're making progress with e takes d4. So this starts to be more and more progress, queening, etc. So it's on the way out. The position's on the way out, in fact, after queen b1. So one of the key ideas, yeah, as mentioned, is like queen f1 coming up to put pressure on this f4 pawn. It's just far too much pressure. White has to stand guard against a1 queening. So that kind of has neglected f4. So yeah, this is like a situation where it's not doing anything and is starting to feel the loss of more material. So yeah, it's quite an aggressive accumulating advantage fortress. It's not just a drawing fortress, it's accumulating advantages here because of this outside passed a2 pawn. Yeah, great stuff. So Magnus's reputation with the Sicilian Dragon, if you look at key games before this event, yeah, he's won some amazing Sicilian Dragon games, and this kind of tame variation, 6 bishop e2, lets black just have an easy game of it, and that opportunity to sacrifice the exchange for 2 pawns later. Great stuff. Okay, thanks very much. Hi all, I hope you enjoyed this free Magnus Carlsen lecture. I will be doing quite a few, in fact, because I'm working on a course about universal chess style with a lot of Magnus Carlsen game examples. So I hope you can actually support my channel indirectly by checking out my courses page at Kingscrusher TV. It has great discount codes quite often. So I have a number of courses I've been working on in the last few years. As you can see, I've been busy. Some of these have become Udemy bestsellers in the past or currently, like the Complete Beginner's Guide to Chess is a current bestseller. The Complete Guide to Chess Tactics was previously a Udemy bestseller. So I hope you can check out the courses, and there are free lecture offerings you can check out as well within these if you really want to get an idea more about the course. You can also expand the course structure when you go and check out a course. So I hope you check out the Kingscrusher TV page, which has these great discount codes attached to all these links. So it's better than going to Udemy directly if you want chess courses, okay, at really affordable prices. So thanks again. Comments, questions, likes, shares appreciated. Thanks very much.